Get in, lads. Welcome back to the Game Full podcast. My name is Elijah, and today I'm going to bring you guys my reaction to Jamaica's November squad for the games against the USA, the first and second leg. Before I get into it, though, we are going to be doing a live stream watch along again for that game on Thursday. We'll probably start about 15 to 30 minutes before the game, and I'll make a post on here and so. But if you're not subscribed already, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you're one of the first people to know that we are live, as well as clicking the links in our description to follow our social medias so you guys get every single update that we give regarding those live streams and videos and whatnot. And then please let me know in the comments down below your opinions on this team roster that Steve McClaren has picked for the Reggae Boys. But let's get into it. I'm going to read from goalkeepers to attackers per usual. Let's start with the goalkeepers: Andre Blake, Jamali Waite, and Shaquan Davis. The usual three, nothing new there. In defense, we got Dexter Lambakisa, Tavon Gray has returned, Damian Lowe, Mason Holgate, Ethan Pinnock, Richard King, Deshaun Bernard, Amari Bell, and Greg Lay. In midfield, we got Joel Lottie, Isaac Hayden, which is a new addition, Karoy Anderson, Casey Palmer, and Tyreek McGee. No Bobby Reid included here. I believe he is injured currently. Forwards, we do have Leon Bailey, Kaheem Dixon, Shamar Nicholson, Romario Williams, Damari Gray, Ronaldo Cephas, and Michael Antonio. So that is the entire team sheet as of right now. That is before any players maybe are choosing to not go or are being replaced or hurt or anything, which a lot of people have done in the international window so far. But that is the official Reggae Boys roster for the Nations League quarterfinals. And I do have some thoughts about it. First, let's note about the players that are here that have not been here, at least in the past one or two team sheets. Shamar Nicholson is back with the team for the first time in a while, as well as Leon Bailey. At least with Leon Bailey, remains to be seen if he actually is going to be playing or joining the camp. Obviously, it's been a long time since he's been with the team because of a plethora of reasons. He was called in, I believe, in the September window, but he was unfortunately injured at the time. And then obviously before that in the Copa America thing, you know, everybody knows if you're a Reggae Boys fan, the whole suspension thing with him and how his interview and talking about Jamaica and stuff like that. So he has not been here for a while, but he is included this time. And I don't believe he's hurt. So we are going to see if he's actually going to be playing or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of those players that for some reason declines to join, load management or whatever. So that remains to be seen, but it should be that Leon Bailey will be a starter for Jamaica. So that is the most important things in the attack here. The most important difference is I do enjoy how Cephas is still here, Kaheem Dixon is still here, and then of course Michael Antonio, Damari Gray, and Romario Williams all have provided a good output in the most recent window in the Nations League games. So them being here is really, really important and really, really good to see. And I wouldn't be surprised if all of them get some of the game time, depending on how the games go. Midfield, though, a couple differences here that I am interested in watching how they unfold. So obviously, the biggest name here is Isaac Hayden. We did do a video on him a week or so ago about how he was potentially joining. It was a rumor that he was going to join, and it seemed like it was pretty much confirmed. And as of right now, it is. This is going to be his first entrance into the Reggae Boys camp with the Jamaican national team. He is here, the former Newcastle international midfielder. I think is a huge addition. Like I said, we did do that video. So if you guys want to hear me talk about a longer, more fleshed out opinion on him, make sure to click our channel and go to that video. But Isaac Hayden being here is a big deal for the midfield. Obviously, every video we do, I talk about that midfield for Jamaica and how it is the weakest point. And in the games against the USA, I think the midfield is going to have to be really, really important. The USA arguably has the best midfield in Concacaf. And the only person they're really missing is Tyler Adams. So they're going to have a really strong midfield who is really in form right now, too, in their club levels. So Jamaica needs to step up their midfield presence. And Isaac Hayden is one of the most perfect additions they could have made right now to do so. So him being here is really important. I'm curious to see if he's going to be starting. Obviously, like I said, it's his first games with the Reggae Boys. I don't know if Steve is confident enough in him to throw him in there from the get-go. It's a possibility. Like I said, these games are very, very, very important for Jamaica. If you lose the tie on aggregate in both legs, you are out of the Concacaf Nations League for this year. So these games are very, very important. And Isaac Hayden is going to be an important player for the Reggae Boys for the next few years to come. So let's see if he's going to start the first game. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. But I guess we'll see how Steve McClaren feels about the tools he has at hand in the midfield, which is a little bit diminished right now because there is no Bobby Reid. Now, let me know in the comments down below if he's injured or suspended or something. I believe he's injured if I remember correctly, but I do not know fully. I just do know he is not here. Regardless, though, that is a big loss for Jamaica's midfield. I mean, he is one of the most creative outputs that they have in the entire team. He is a huge link between the defense and attack. So him not being here is a big unfortunate thing to happen to the Reggae boys, especially in these important games. But, whatever happens, whenever people are not here to play in those games, I mean, somebody else has to step up, and I do think we're going to see that. I do know that they have Tyreek McGee, who had a really good international window for Jamaica last round out, and he deserved a call up in their most important games of the year so far. So him being here is really huge, especially with Bobby out. I wouldn't be surprised if Tyreek McGee starts both games. I think he's going to be an important player for both, and we're going to see how he does play against the bigger teams such as the USA. Obviously, he's only played against smaller teams. I believe last game they played Nicaragua and Honduras. So him being here is going to be really important to see how he can play against those teams and how he can provide in the future. Otherwise, the rest of the midfield is pretty typical. Joel Lottie is included as a midfielder here, which we know he's going to play center mid probably. Casey Palmer is here, who has been very good for Jamaica recently over the past year or so. So I do hope he gets a lot of game time, and he's probably going to start at least one of those games, if not both. And then Covert Anderson is here as well, who I do think deserves to get a little bit more opportunity with the team. But we're going to see if he does or not. Very good depth option for the team, at least, in a team that definitely needs depth, especially in the midfield. So the midfield, honestly, I feel pretty good about it. Even without Bobby Reid, I probably feel the best about it. In comparison to the rest of the year so far. Isaac Hayden, like I said, is a huge addition. And maybe I'm talking too quick here, but he could be very important for Jamaica moving forward, and I do think we're going to see how important he is starting with these games. So him being here is really good. Let's move into the defense, however. And defense is more of the same. We do see Mason Holgate return again after his first call-up last month, meaning this is his second ever Reggae Boys call-up. He did play that second game. He looked decent. Nothing special. Nothing, he doesn't get a start over Ethan Pinnock. I don't even know if he gets a start over Deshaun Bernard, in my opinion. But him being here is still very good for depth options, especially in a two-leg tie. You have the opportunity, if he doesn't start that game, to start him in the next game if those center backs aren't doing well. Regardless, though, Ethan Pinnock is the only lock-in center back starter here, in my opinion. I love Ethan Pinnock. I think he's one of the most underrated center backs in the entire Premier League. So him being here obviously is a huge boost. Another inclusion here that wasn't here last time is Amari Bell. Amari Bell, I believe he was hurt last time. I do like his appearance here. I do think he deserves to start over Greg Lay in general, but Greg Lay has been more involved in the team over the past few months or so. So with them, I'm kind of interested to see how Steve McClaren handles it. I wouldn't be surprised if one starts and the other one starts the next game. So interesting to see how that is being handled in this game moving forward, or in these games moving forward. Both are very solid. Both provide a pretty good outlet and output for the team in these games. So I am interested in seeing that. And then, of course, Tavon Gray and Lebekisa will have that right back side for them. And that one I'm really interested in seeing, because Dexter Lembekisa is one of my favorite players on this team. I do know he has really good potential in the future, both for club and country. And in my opinion, I think he should be the number one. But Tavon Gray did make a really good claim for that number one spot in the last international window. He is a very good right back. He has had a couple very good seasons for NYCFC in the MLS. So him being here again is good. I do think he should be, a player that is one of the first to get called up in this team every month. Until obviously, MLS out of season and whatnot, then it's a little bit different. But he is very good. And he had a very good last month with Jamaica. Like I said, very good last two seasons. So I'm curious to see if he's going to start or if Lemby is going to start over Tavon Gray. Again, another batch of players that I think could do the same thing as Greg Lane and Bell, where they could start, one game and the other starts the next. But that remains to be seen. Obviously, I am very interested in that team sheet when it gets released as to who gets the start. Because like I said, both are important. Maybe Tavon Gray might be the better option just because he knows how to deal with American players a little bit more, coming from the MLS and whatnot. But also at the same time, Lemby, in the last games against the USA in the Nations League in March, did also do pretty well. He had a very good game, I think, and then he went again in the third place game against Panama after they did end up losing to USA. He scored the only goal and gave him that win and third place in the Nations League last year. So, good arguments for both let me know in the comments down below who you think deserves to start. And of course, I'm going to be reacting to as many as I can. And then in goal, Andre Blake obviously is the number one. Without a doubt, I think he's the best keeper in Concacaf right now. There is no other keeper on the Reggae Boyz team that deserves to start over him. Andre Blake is going to be the number one starter for both games, more than likely, bar any injury or anything else that happens to him. But yeah, I mean, that's the majority of the players on this team that are going to get the nod. I am interested in seeing Shamar Nicholson and seeing how he's thrown in there with Michael Antonio. He obviously wasn't here in the last one because I heard a lot of things. I heard he was hurt. I heard he didn't want too many games. He wanted to get more informed for club before he comes back to the country. I'm not quite sure what the truth is there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a little bit of all of that, but he is here again for the first time since I believe September. So him being here is very good. And yes, I am interested to see how he is played by them. I know Michael Antonio is more than likely going to be the starter, but I am interested in seeing if Shamar Nicholson is getting the opportunity to prove himself, especially because we might be very close to a Mason Greenwood entrance into the Jamaica side here. And I do think he should play the number 9. He should play striker if he is joining the Reggae Boyz, which means that Shamar Nicholson gets thrown down the pecking order just that little bit more. So I do think he has to take his opportunities where he finds them, which will be right here before that Mason Greenwood opportunity is potentially happening. So I am interested to see if Steve gives him an opportunity here to perform. He probably will. I don't think he's going to start, but he probably will get a chance to get subbed in at some point if the attack isn't working out. But yeah, like I said, that remains to be seen. But that's pretty much it for me, guys, for my opinion for this team. I am really excited for those 2 games. And like I said, we are going to be doing live streams for at least the first game. I don't know about the second game. I guess it depends on how the first game goes. But for that first game, we will be live streaming live on the YouTube channel. So make sure to join because we are going to be reacting to every single comments. We're going to be talking to you guys, interacting with you guys, as well as giving our opinions on the game that we are watching at that moment and time. So make sure to be there. Make sure to turn notifications on so you know when that is happening. And let us know the comments. Let us know in the comments your opinion on this team sheet and how the game against the USA is going to go. We're going to do a preview for Jamaica USA probably tomorrow or the day after. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. And best of luck to the Reggae Boyz and Jamaica. I know I'm going to be rooting for them, even though I'm a USA fan. I'm going to be wearing the Jamaica kit during the live stream to show my support for the Reggae Boyz. But yeah, that's going to be it from me, guys. Hopefully you guys subscribe or leave a like if you did enjoy the video and you are excited for these games. Leave a comment. And we'll see you guys in the next few days. Take care.